Hello everyone, Swanee and Cookie here with another Helldivers 2 update video. Now there's a lot we want to go over in today's video with the whole Sony situation and them reversing their decision, but first we got an interesting new major order that just dropped this morning. So Cookie, what is the latest major order?
It says that the super colony has caused sudden outbreaks on multiple planets. They must be contained immediately, and there are 4 new designated planets that need liberation, and also 2 brand new Terminid sectors have been created, which means the Terminids are now just 2 sectors away from Super Earth, just like the automatons. So there are a ton more planets for us to try to take over overall, but there's 4 at least that we immediately need to take, which is Heath, Veld, Angel's Venture, and Akamar. Along with this came a new dispatch saying sudden massive outbreaks traced back to the Meridian super colony have erupted on multiple planets. The super colony appears to be producing far more Terminid spores than other infested planets, leading to unpredictable outbreaks within its vicinity. The Helldivers must contain these outbreaks immediately before they spread out of control.
So the fact that they have us, they opened up 2 new sectors, I think is pretty cool. They have us pushed back pretty far, and I'm just glad that we have a couple new planets to face against the Terminids. For what seemed like a week, there was only 1 or 2 planets that we could go back and forth on. Now we have 6 or 7, so that's pretty neat. And I wonder how this is going to tie in with the overall story. Are we going to eventually get some sort of new Terminid? Are we making progress towards that, or is this just a major order just to keep us busy?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what their strategy is as far as the story is concerned, but you're right. We've been stuck with just a couple planets for more than just a week. I think it's been close to a month. It's only been 2 or 3 planets at a time. There hasn't been a lot of Terminid options in quite a while. So that's kind of a neat change of pace. But also, yeah, as far as the story is concerned, I think that Meridia still hasn't been liberated, and they say it can't be liberated, which is interesting because it's kind of sitting smack dab in the middle of that sector we can't 100% liberate. I'm not entirely sure what they're planning. I would think that we're going to go back to Meridia in some capacity and either blow it up or attempt some sort of liberation, or probably just attempt to nuke it. I don't really know, but I think that's going to ultimately be the plan of this story. But for us to be jumping to these other sectors, one of which is closer to Super Earth than Meridia is pretty interesting. I don't know if we fail this, if they actually... Well, let me put it this way. I think if we do fail this, it's going to be Super Earth in danger very soon. So I think that would be my guess as to where this is going, because the spores are growing out of control, and if we fail this, they're going to keep growing out of control. They may do that anyway, even if we do pass this major order.
Well, this major order is only supposed to last a couple of days, 3 to 4 days, and that's right around the time that the new War Bond's supposed to release on Thursday. So I wonder if there's
right.
some sort of coincidence there. Are they going to tie into each other? I guess we'll have to wait and see.
On top of that, there is, of course, a new personal order as well. It says kill 10 enemies using the expendable anti-tank. So basically, you could either use it the way it's supposed to be used against big things and slowly get it, or just shoot it into a bunch of bugs and kill 10 probably at the same time and get it done. So not too hard. So now it's time to talk about what happened last night, right at the stroke of midnight, because PlayStation tweeted this immediately at that time, saying, Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on the Helldivers 2 account linking update. The May 6th update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and for current players beginning May 30th, will not be moving forward. We're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for your continued support of Helldivers 2, and we'll keep you updated on future plans. So, case in point, in summary, we won. The Helldivers community took on a gigantic corporation like Sony and was victorious. This is a pretty incredible moment for video gaming, and the Discord after this moment was just exploding with joy. It was honestly really cool to watch happen live. Just a bunch of Helldivers 2 gifs, a bunch of people just exclaiming, we did it, and this is such an incredible moment. And I mean, before we get into the nuts and bolts of this thing, that's just really, really cool that it actually happened at all. Just an incredible accomplishment.
This game has one of the strongest communities I have ever seen with a video game that I've been a part of. It's nuts. You texted me at midnight and was like, there's big news about the whole Sony tweet, and I looked at it and I looked at some of the replies, and I was looking at the Discord, and it was just nothing but people we won, and people were excited and they were sharing memes, and it was cool to see. It was, I don't normally see that covering video games, and it was nice that we had a lot of bad news, but then the community just all worked together and we got this resolved, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of when we eliminated the automatons and the response and how everybody was united and thought that was so cool. And it's nice to see. I mean, this is obviously on a real front, which there were a lot of people posting like, wow, we fought a real war. The Helldivers 2 lore is so deep that we're fighting stuff in real life. I mean, it's just really, really cool. And it's neat to see how fast the community come together after how divided they were about the patch notes, and some even divided about this PlayStation thing. But especially, I think, with the region-based stuff, everybody came together and just did an incredible accomplishment. And this, of course, was mainly brought on by the Steam reviews, which was everybody's way of saying we are not happy with this decision, and they were able to make it overwhelmingly negative as far as recent reviews were concerned, and mixed overall in just a couple of days since Sony's initial announcement about this. Well, now the push is to get those reviews changed as fast as possible. There have been tons of Reddit posts asking for this. The Discord has been exploding with people saying, hey, go change your reviews back to positive, show that we are still united in doing that. And it's only been about 9 hours as of recording this since Sony's tweet came out, and it's already gone from, as far as the recent reviews are concerned, from overwhelmingly negative all the way to mixed in just that amount of time. So it's changing pretty quick, and people are learning of this news, going into Steam, changing the reviews. So if you made a negative review for that reason, you could keep it that way if you want to. I mean, obviously it's your decision, but if you did it specifically for that reason, go back, change it to positive, and kind of keep this run going.
Yeah, it's nice to see that everyone's banding together and going back and changing their reviews, because this lets these companies know that if they're going to try to screw us over, the community is going to stand up to them and say, no, we don't want this change. And when they make that change and they listen to the community, then we'll go back and change our reviews. Like, if you screw us over, we're going to be upset, but if you correct it and make the right decision, then our reviews will reflect that decision.
I know some people aren't doing it yet just because people in other countries as of now don't have the ability still to buy the game because of Steam's blockage of that, although I would assume that's going to be fixed very soon. I don't know why Steam/Sony would keep that restriction up. That's just going to lose them money. I know some people aren't doing it yet for that reason, and some people aren't doing it because they're still just pissed that it happened at all, which fair enough.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah, so we'll see, but I do expect that to probably jump back into potentially even overwhelmingly positive at the rate it's going right now. So again, just another example of the community banding together. It's really, really cool to see.
So the CEO has taken notice of just how crazy this community is. He tweeted this out. He said, firstly, I'm impressed by the willpower of the Helldivers 2 community and your ability to collaborate. Secondly, I want to thank our partners and friends at PlayStation for quickly and effectively making the decision to leave the PSN linking optional. We together want to set a new standard for what a live game is and how developers and community can support each other to create the best gaming experiences.
Yeah, and this kind of is like the end highlight of the CEO's weekend, who's been extremely active on Twitter, and not just him, but just like the company of Arrowhead in general. And it's been kind of a weird sentiment around them. Like, they're obviously upset about what's going on. They obviously don't like this, but they also understand that there is some blame to be taken, because the CEO tweeted about that over the weekend as well. Someone replied to one of their tweets saying, why are you acting all blameless and stuff? And he said, I do have a part to play. I'm not blameless in all of this. It was my decision to disable account linking at launch so that players could play the game. I did not ensure players were aware of the requirement, and we didn't talk about it enough. We knew for about 6 months before launch it would be mandatory for online PlayStation titles. So taking some accountability, there's been a lot of that going on this weekend as well. The CEO has just been really upset and kind of almost sounds kind of depressed most of the weekend. So it's kind of cool to see that it's come full circle in this way, and neat to see that amount of honesty coming from a person in power.
Oh yeah, I really appreciate this, because with AAA gaming and stuff and all the games that I cover on this channel, I've seen a lot of corporate greed, and this is one of the few examples of me seeing like a CEO actually take accountability and being like, wow, I kind of messed up here. I mean, that takes a lot of balls to be able to post something like this. It's for everybody. Like, he knows the world's watching him right now. He could have very easily just not said anything and let this just blow over and let Sony take care of it, but instead instead, he was replying to people, he was answering questions, and he was being honest. And I feel like that's the best way to do it. Like, he obviously knows that he made a mistake, and he wants to fix the problem, and he wants to do better in the community. And you can tell that he actually really cares about what he's built and what this company, like what his company does. And I don't know, I just really appreciated that he was being really honest with the community.
And we know honesty has also gotten some members of the Arrowhead community in some hot water, because over the weekend, one of the community managers on Discord, Spitz, had some issues. We talked about this in our past video about Spitz saying that people should more or less review bomb Steam if they're upset. Well, that did not go over well with Sony. He actually talked about this. Someone said that they thought he got fired. He said almost, not quite. Turns out telling people to review bomb and refund a game isn't a popular decision with the publisher, but I'm still here, and I'm glad that we all made a difference. And then someone said that, yeah, it's probably not the best idea for you to do, but it was great as a player and a fan of the game. And he said, my job as community manager is to represent the community, and that's exactly what I did. So Spitz has had a weird he said, as far as his PR has gone, he's gone pretty up and down after his comments about, saying it's easy to link the game. And now I don't know exactly how people view him. They kind of view him as a hero and a villain at the same time. So,
he was getting so much hate at those first couple posts that he did over the weekend, like right when this news was announced, and he was defending it, like, it just takes no time at all to make an account and link it. Like, what's the big deal? And then now he went from that to doing a complete 180, and he's supporting the community and agreeing with everybody. Like, yeah, it's gotta be rough. Like, being a community manager can't be easy. I can relate a little bit because I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and if you say something, like say you're responding to one individual post, you don't realize that all eyes are on you. And there's been a lot of times where I've said something to one person, and a lot of people took that as like me speaking to the masses. And when you're a community manager, you have to be very careful with what you say, because people are going to take it and they're going to run with it. So, I mean, I can relate to him a little bit, but at the same time, like, he gets paid. This is his full-time job, is to be a community manager.
He needs to do better.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And he said that himself, I think.
I feel like this is going to be a learning experience for Spitz, and I think going forward, they'll do a better job.
Twinbeard also had some thoughts on this situation, or at least you look at his status on Discord saying one small step for a corporation, one giant leap for a community, which is pretty cool. He also had a response, though, about the issues with the region-related problems and how people from the region still can't buy the game. As of now, he said, we don't know. We're waiting for more detail on the region-related questions. Today was a big step forward, though. At least when we know more, we'll holler here. Again, I gotta imagine that's gonna get fixed pronto. I can't imagine what the reason is not to have that fixed. I'm kind of surprised it's not fixed already.
Yeah, that'll get fixed soon. I'm surprised it took them this long for Sony to announce this change. I mean, backlash got pretty bad over the weekend. So, I mean, this will get fixed literally probably within the next day or two. Especially with like the new war bond coming out, they're going to want to get that fixed ASAP so that people in other countries can spend some extra money on those war bonds.
There may also be an extra decoration to remember this momentous occasion by, because the CEO did tweet this as well, saying also the accidental cape design is pretty cool from a community member, and it shows the levels of overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam, or at least that's what those bars represent. And someone said, please tell me this will be a thing. And the CEO said the team is talking about a good name for it right now. So I really hope that means this is going to be a thing, because that is just so cool. I think that would be the coolest thing that they could do, just have a cape to represent it. I mean, they did with Malevelon Creek, and this is much more of a big deal and much more symbolic.
And the fact, like, the self-awareness is there, and the fact that we can just run around the battlefield wearing the negative review scores, I mean, that's pretty cool. And it just acts as a constant reminder that, hey, we had this hiccup. It's always going to be there, that people can look back and be like, hey, remember when Sony did that stupid thing and everybody band together? So I will be rocking this cape, especially if it's blue with that like orange streak. Like, there's not very many blue capes.
It's a good color scheme.
So, yeah, so mix up the cape designs to give us some cool outfit combinations.
Last thing to bring up, though, is kind of about where is the future of this game now. I mean, damage has been done. This is not necessarily like, this is great news, because it gives the game a chance, but it's going to take a hit. A lot of people refunded this game. I don't think most of those people are going to come back. Do you think Helldivers 2 can recover from the damage that's been done from all of this?
Yeah, I think it can. It kind of just depends on how much good content they keep pumping out. Like, can they get these bug fixes? Is the content content going to be fun? Are they going to add new weapons, new factions and stuff? Because the game got this popular just from community, like word of mouth, people spreading the word of how good and fun this game is. And I mean, if you looked at the player count over the weekend, it was still sitting over 100,000. So like, even though there was all this drama, there was still a lot of people playing it. So I feel like the game will recover. There's still going to be people cautious, and they very well should be. I mean, companies can make stupid decisions all the time. I mean, this sort of came out of nowhere. One day I just woke up and then boom, there was this bad news, and then everyone was freaking out. So it can go from 0 to 100 really quickly. So I would understand if people are going to be a little cautious going forward with this game, but I do think that it will recover, and I feel like players are going to come back because the game's fun. This is one of the best games I've played in years, and I love the community, and I love that we can make content about the game. I love covering this game, and it was very upsetting to see all this backlash, because I'm like, damn it, every game I cover has some sort of controversy. It never fails. And, you know, it was upsetting. I was like, damn it, everyone hates this game now, and like, what's that gonna do? Like, I still want to play the game, and I still want to make videos on it, but I don't want people to be like, oh, you're a Sony shill because you're still making videos about this, and you don't care. Yeah, so I'm glad things worked out the way that it did.
Yeah, I think the game has a chance now to recover, but I think if they waited like a couple more days, I think it might have been lost.
Oh, I agree.
Think, like, they would have run out of time fast if they didn't make this change. And like I said, there's going to be ramifications because they took as long as they did. But I think the major thing is going to be with those regions, because a lot of those people refunded the game, which makes sense. And I don't think most of those people are going to rebuy it either. And that also makes sense. It's just, so I do think there'll be pain here, but I think you're right. As long as they keep bringing out content, and especially if they introduce a new faction, like we all expect the Illuminate at some point, I think that's going to bring a lot of players in whenever that happens. I think they may be fine. They have the chance now to restore what they had. And you're right, there's still a lot of players in it. So the game's definitely not dead. It's just a matter of, will it get to the extreme popularity again? I think it can.
Yeah,
I think it can.
But I agree 100%. If they would have waited any longer, like another week or so, then the damage would have been just too much. They wouldn't have recovered from that.
Yeah, I hope that one day we can look back on those capes and see an extremely popular, famous game and think, boy, remember when it almost all went to shit? Way back when? Remember those reviews? So hopefully that's what these capes can signify for Helldivers moving forward.
Yeah, but that is going to do it for everything in today's video. Let us know what you guys think about the whole Sony situation down in the comment section down below. Are you going to change your review score? Are you still upset? Like, are you going to just, like, if you refunded the game, are you going to buy it again? Just any and all comments. Let us know your thoughts down below. If you're new here, consider hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell for notifications. That way you don't miss out on any future Helldivers 2 videos. And that is going to do it for us, and we will talk to you guys next time. So, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.